What's up, guys? Card Capitalist here. I'm going to be bringing you a Bladewing Reijy Dark Regulars deck profile. So this is a really competitive deck, especially in the current meta, because you can prevent people from using their limit break abilities, which a lot of gold paladin decks and things like that are completely based off of. Essentially, you have the threat of three critical from Bladewing Reijy, and with that, you can keep your opponent at 3 or 2 damage and prevent them from actually using their limit break ability, which is the engine of most of the decks that you see right now. So, let's just get started. My starter is Greedy Hand. I've been having some problems with there we go, that's actually working. Okay, so when another Dark Regulars rides this unit, you may call it to the rearguard circle. Also, you can counterblast 1, put it into your soul, search your deck for 1 grade 2 or less, and put that into your soul along with this card, and then shuffle your deck. So this is a very valuable starter because it allows you to put a certain card that you don't need anymore into your soul, which, as you will learn later throughout this deck profile, is a very, very important step in getting your Bladewing Reijy up to his full power. So obviously run one of him because he's just the starter. Next we have 4 Bladewing Reijy. Bladewing Reijy's ability is... Let's see if I can get that autofocus. Oh, well, yeah, this is what I was saying. I was having some problems with it earlier. If it's not working, then I'll just read it off to you. If you don't know already, his ability is, if the number of Dark Irregulars in your soul is 15 or more, he gets +2 critical. Also, when he's placed on the Vanguard circle, choose one of your Dark Irregulars rear guards, search your deck for up to 3 cards with the same name as that card, and put that into your soul, and shuffle your deck. So, essentially, this not only helps boost itself by allowing it to put 3 cards into your soul once it's ridden, but also you can put a specific card in there that will help you, whether it's through a booster or an attacker. In this deck, it's personal choice. I just like to use a card that I'll introduce to you later, this grade 1. That's a very valuable booster, and you can use his ability with it to really power him up a lot. So next, for grade 3, I have 3 Amon. I use him as a backup. I think he's better than Dark Lord of the Abyss just because you don't need to counterblast to use him. And I understand that Dark Lord of the Abyss is better when you're trying to build up your soul, but I think that this is a better card for finishing off the opponent, keeping them at 2 damage, using Bladewing Reijy to get them to 5 damage using 1 attack from him, and then finishing them off with Amon. Because if you'll have 16 cards in your soul at least when you ride Amon, and so 16... he gets plus 1,000 for every single card, so that's 36 completely unboosted. Get a 12k booster behind him, which I'll show you later, the 12k booster. He's swinging for 48k. That's a pretty big number. So, 3 of them on. Next, for grade 2s, I have 4 Decadent Succubus. So her ability is, when another Dark Irregulars unit is placed on the rear guard, you may soul charge 1. So this is the best card to have as your grade 2 Vanguard. You pretty much want to do everything in your power to get her as your grade 2 Vanguard. Honestly, if you draw your 5 cards at the beginning and she's not one of them, mulligan every single card, because you need this. This is very vital. And I'll do a little scenario later to show you what I'm talking about. She's also a great card to use Greedy Hand's ability with, because after you're past turn 2, you really don't need her anymore, so you can use his ability to put a copy of her into your soul. Next I have 3 Emblem Master, because it's shiny and also it's a good card. So when this unit's attack hits a Vanguard, if you have a Dark Regulars Vanguard, you may pay the cost. If so, you soul charge 3 cards. Oh man, I really don't like this camera. There we go. Pay the cost. If you do, soul charge 3 cards. Also, I have the oversleeves on these, so that's probably why it's having problem focusing in, but yeah, see, there we go. Okay. So, this is a great card to have early game when you're trying to build up that 15 soul. Basically, you want to put him on either side of the Vanguard as an attempt to just swing, and then every time you hit the Vanguard, you counterblast 1 and soul charge 3. So, you should really only hit the Vanguard with 2 of these attacks, though, because you want to, or 3 maybe, because you want to keep the opponent at 2 or 3 damage. You really don't want to bring them any higher than that. Otherwise, Reijy kind of loses his threatening ability. Next I have 4 Flirtatious Succubus. This is a promo card, and it's really hard to get, and that's one of the reasons I run it, just because I like having rare cards. But also it's an excellent grade 2 for this deck. So when it's placed on Vanguard or Rearguard, if you have a Dark Irregulars Vanguard, you may Soul Charge 1. So basically, call it Soul Charge 1. That's an excellent ability. I'm just gonna stop doing this because it's not helping at all, and it's just making things more blurry. So I'll just read the abilities to you. So when you call her, you Soul Charge 1. This is very important because obviously just putting down the card allows you to Soul Charge a card, which is obviously the main engine of the deck. Now for grade 1s. I have 3 perfect cards. March Rabbit of Nightmare Land. Only run 3 because it's really all I have room for. All my other grade 1s are really there for a reason, and I like to have all the other grade 1s that I do have. Also, you could argue that because you're not bringing them to 4 damage, they really don't have the threat of limit break abilities that you would often use a perfect guard to block. So basically, you are blocking attacks that aren't going to be as powered up as they could be if they were at a limit break damage, which they won't be if you're playing the deck right. Next I have 4 Yellow Bolt. This is an excellent card. All you have to do is tap it, and you Soul Charge 1 card. So this is one good example of a grade 1 Vanguard, because if you go first turn, instead of attacking, you can just ride him, tap it, Soul Charge 1, and you've already Soul Charged 1 without having to attack. So this is a very valuable card, and I'll show you a little bit more about him later. We got Alluring Succubus next. Run 4 of her. This is essentially the grade 1 version of Flirty Succubus. And same thing, you just call it and then you Soul Charge 1. And this is pretty self-explanatory. You kind of need these in the deck, and it's also 7k, so it's a good booster. Next we have Demon Bike of the Witching Hour. Now, this is the booster I was talking about, the potential 12k booster. So its ability is, during your turn, this unit gets plus 2,000 for every card named Demon Bike of the Witching Hour in your soul. So essentially, for every one of these that you have in your soul, it gets plus 2,000. So using Reijy's ability, when you ride Reijy, you're allowed to put up to 3 copies of one of your rear guards into your soul. So when you ride Reijy, ideally you'd like to have this behind your Vanguard, backing up Reijy, and then you take the 3 that you have in your deck, put it into the soul, and now this is a 12k booster. It can also be a 12k attacker if you want, or maybe you just put 2 in, you have 2 10k attackers, 2 10k boosters. It's a very versatile card, and that's why I run 4. So you can get it up to the full power, or you can use 2 10k versions of it, which is very helpful. Okay, so now for triggers. I run 4 draw triggers, Mad Hatter of the Nightmare Land. I would run Hysteric Shirley, but she's not out in English yet. She comes out in set 5, and essentially she's like a, when you Soul Charge her, Soul Charge another card, so that's very important. Draw triggers with effects are very good. So until she comes out, I'm just going to be running 4 of these. Next, I have 8 Critical, 4 Dark Knight of Nightmare Land, and 4 Blitzritter. So Blitzritter is just a generic 5k, no ability. Dark Knight's ability is put this unit into your soul. Choose up to one of your Dark Irregulars units, and that gets plus 3,000 till the end of turn. Honestly, I wouldn't use this ability. I know it sounds enticing because you get to Soul Charge, and that's what you want to do in this deck, but honestly, use this to guard. Don't waste it Soul Charging. You have enough cards that can Soul Charge. If you're in a bind, you're at like 14 soul, and you're 1 away from activating Reijy's ability, then yeah, go for it. But every turn, don't just Soul Charge this card. It's not worth it. And lastly, of course, I have 4 heal triggers. And I like this heal trigger better than the other one because it's a cat. And it's cool. The other one's like a doctor or something. It's not nearly as cool. So now I'm going to set up some scenarios for you and just show you what like a perfect hand would be like and things of that sort. Okay, so here would be an example of like the perfect hand. So you start out, say this is your hand. You're pretty much set if this is what you're working with. So let me explain to you sort of what you do. So obviously, I know I'm using Spectral Duke Dragon Sleeves, and it's a Dark Irregulars deck. Oh no, they don't match. So whatever. So flip over Greedy Hand, and you get things started. So what I would do is, with this hand, ride Alluring Succubus, and you get to Soul Charge 1. I'm just grabbing these cards randomly from my pile over here. They're not selected, like which ones I'm soul charging. Oh, I forgot to draw for turn. I should pretend you get like a even more broken hand. Okay, there you go. So do that. Say you don't go first turn. So you take a greedy hand out of your soul, make him a booster, and then probably what I would do. Actually, no. If you went first turn, that's probably all you should do. Just do that, because obviously you can't attack. I wouldn't even use Yellow Bolt, because Yellow Bolt is better to have not behind the Vanguard, simply because it's better to have a Demon Bike behind the Vanguard. Okay, so take some damage. Okay, we got some damage. Alright, next turn. So now, what you want to do, this is the card you need second turn. So ride that, and then maybe put down Flirty, Emblem Master, and Yellow Bolt. So you put down your whole hand. That's fine. That's absolutely acceptable. So you soul charge 1 for putting down Flirty Succubus, and then you soul charge 1 for each card that you put down. So 4. Soul charge 4 more. This would never happen, but I'm gonna soul charge just 4 triggers because they're all next to each other. So soul charge 4 more. And then say you attack Emblem Master, 9,000, their Vanguard's only at 7,000, so you don't even need to boost. It hits, counterblast 1, soul charge 3 more, and then you can do whatever from this point. Attack. I wouldn't even attack unless they have rear guards. Use these to kill the rear guards. Do not even attack the Vanguard. Save those attacks for your Emblem Master. So maybe you don't even you would attack with this just so you could get your drive check, but beyond that I wouldn't even attack anymore. And then maybe tap Yellow Bolt, soul charge 1 more. Okay, so next turn, take some more damage. Taking them on. Oh, I forgot to show you the damage. Okay. And then from here you essentially do the same thing. Just keep going. Soul charge another, or flip another. Soul charge 3 more cards. Oh, sorry, I forgot to ride Reijy. Say you had a Reijy. Ride Reijy. Okay, so right now you're already at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 soul. You're already at 15 soul, and it's turn 3. So it's actually not that hard to do. I mean, you're running 4 of every single one of these cards, so it's not that rare that you'll actually get the cards you need when you need them. Sorry, my dogs are flipping out, but yeah. So that's the Blade Ring Reijy deck. Like the video, leave a comment if you enjoyed what you saw, and subscribe for more Cardfight Vanguard content. Thanks, and I'll see you later.